Hello to you. Scott Picken, CEO and founder of Migrate, and I want to bring you to the first wealth insight of the new decade. Can you believe it, that we're in a new decade? Now, it's really interesting for me, when you consider 1999, some of you heard this before, but my mother said that having a cell phone was extravagant. I got my first cell phone in 1999. Think about 2009 and the fact that Airbnb and Uber and a whole lot of other things that you use, Bitcoin and everything, you didn't even know about them. Whether they exist or not is irrelevant. You didn't know about them. Think about how much is going to change in the next 10 years. And are you ready for it? Well, these weekly wealth insights are, my endeavor to share with you the knowledge from some of the most successful people around the world. Keep them short, bit of inspiration, bit of knowledge every single week. Just an example, this weekend I'm going and presenting to 2,500 people, and there's 11 of some of the top speakers, both in South Africa and around the world, that are going to be presenting for the weekend. And these are the type of things where we want to bring you this knowledge, and we want to introduce you and interview some of the wealthiest people so that you get access. So what is this Wealth Insight all about? Well, it's about habits. It's really interesting when one looks at habits, and I've got the research here, 95% of people that try and give up smoking actually fail. 92% of people that try and lose weight fail. And 88% of people that set New Year's resolutions do not achieve them. Are you one of them? Did you set a New Year's resolution? Are you going to achieve it? A couple of things around that. Well, the first is that I did a lot in the inner circle around leverage. And I explained all the principles of leadership and leverage. And it's really important to get leverage so that you actually follow through on your dreams. Simon Sinek talks a lot about the why, being very clear on your why. And then when you're clear on your why, you can figure out your how and your what. And so for me, what I think is important for this wealth insight is not so much the why, because we've covered that in many, and getting very clear and getting your leverage. But it's actually this wealth insights about habits. Because what I've learned from some of the most successful people is it's about their habits. I shared a video from Ray Dalio, who's a US dollar billionaire, runs the largest hedge fund in the world. And I shared the billionaire mindset secrets with our inner circle this week. And the thing that I found really interesting is that he attributes all of his success to his habit every morning of meditating. So every morning he wakes up and he meditates. Now, what I find fascinating is that over the last couple of years, I've been noticing that some of the most successful people out there meditate. And more importantly, they have a morning ritual, a morning process. It's the habits that they fulfill. As an example, I copied Tony Robbins that does a morning prime. It's a 20-minute exercise, 3 minutes of breathing, 3 minutes of gratitude, 3 minutes of energy flowing through your body, 3 minutes of your goals, and then just some awesome, inspiring music to get the day going. So it's all about your state, your physiology, your focus, and your language. And, 3 years ago, I was on a course and I committed to doing that, and committed to doing it every day, 7 days a week. And it's amazing. I don't know one person that's continued through with that habit. And yet I've done it every single day for 3 years. Now I'm very inspired that through our inner circle, we set a 60-day challenge. And there's about 10 people that have managed. We're on day 45 now. But there were 42 that signed up. And it's always fascinating. Everyone wants things in life, but they're not prepared to do what it takes. Successful people do today what unsuccessful people don't want to do, so that one day they don't have to do what unsuccessful people have to do. Really interesting when you think of that word. So what other habits do you need? I'm certainly far from perfect in terms of trying to, balance my life and find time for myself and time to strategize and everything else. But some of the habits that I have are very, very important. As an example, in the morning, I do my exercise, I do my prime. My phone is on silent. There's no way to get hold of me until I've started the day strong, until I've done the exercises, I've spent time with my son, I've done my prime, I'm out in nature, and only then do I switch on my phone and let the world react to me rather than me being proactive and setting up my day for success. There's many other habits I've got. My future vision, for the year, my goal planning, having coaches. When I set myself a goal, doing what it takes to succeed, even if you fail in the short term, ensuring that you progress in the long term. And when you look at it, you know, again, I find that the most successful people are the people that actually have consistent habits, not massive, groundbreaking things, but small, consistent habits every day that get them to the results. You know, there was something shared yesterday just in the inner circle, which is, and if you don't know, our inner circle is our global community of people that are learning together, that are growing together, that are investing together, and that are on a purposeful journey together. And what I find fascinating when it comes to this group is that someone shared, if you try and literally improve by 1% a day for the year, it's just phenomenal how much better you'll get. In fact, there's a great story of a very, very famous basketball team. And they were some of the best in the world, best players, and they literally just lost in the final. And the coach, which was the most famous coach in the world, and I forget his name right now, you know, there's not much he could do. And so he inspired his players to just have each player improve by 1% per person per game. And the next year they went on to win the championship, and I think they went on to win 2 or 3 years in a row based on that principle. So it's not about massive change. It's about small, incremental, and consistent change. And, you know, as Chet Holmes says, it's all around having the pig-headed discipline to really make sure that when you say you're going to do your habits, to literally fulfill them and to make sure that you do them no matter what. No excuses, Christmas Day, birthdays, hangover, tired, it's irrelevant. You stick to your habits. And so there's plenty of information out there. Find the right habits that work for you. There is no one formula that works for everybody, but make sure that whatever habits you have, commit every single day. And I thought as we start the new decade, I would actually play one of my habits, which is to, you know, every day when I need some inspiration, I play YouTube videos. There's so much incredible YouTube videos that are out there with massive, massive amount of information.
We let our own light shine. We unconsciously give other people permission to do the same, as we are liberated from our own fear. Our presence automatically liberates us. So I just want to say thank you.
You'll be amazed at what you can find on YouTube. And I sit here when I'm not in meetings and I actually play motivational speeches, motivational talks. Every single day I start with a book, something inspires me, a motivational video. So I'll switch that off so you don't have all the background music, but I just wanted to show you one of my habits. And it's all about programming your mind. You know, success is 80% psychology and 20% execution. What habits are you using to make sure that you're thriving at your best possible ability? Anyway, that's Scott Picken. As we go into the new decade, I'm wearing my t-shirt, every day hustling. And I'm really excited about the new decade. I want to welcome you on the journey. If you enjoy these weekly wealth insights, subscribe to the channel, share them with your friends. Our purpose is to empower 1 billion people. We cannot do it on our own. We can only do it by sharing and collaboratively working together. And if we're adding value to you, my one request is that you share it with your friends. If you want to come and join our inner circle, join our collaborative community where you join in the WhatsApp groups, etc., click on the link below. I want to welcome you on a journey. This is not a quick, get rich quick scheme. This is not a quick fix. This is a journey to you creating your best life yet, you creating a life of freedom, you living up to your full potential, and ultimately living a life of legacy. Make sure that this next decade is an incredible decade. And remember that most people overestimate what they can do in a year, but they underestimate what they can do in a decade. Make this your best decade ever. Cheers.